think I'm the best person to go forward to unify, to negotiate. I'm a good negotiator.
When most people think of leadership, they picture a traditional hierarchy, but there's a growing interest in shared leadership, especially for knowledge work that requires interdependence, creativity, and complexity. In shared leadership, members of a team are fully engaged in the leadership of the team and are not hesitant to influence and guide their fellow team members in an effort to maximize the potential of the team as a whole. Interestingly, a form of shared leadership is used by the United States government in Congress. In the House of Representatives, Nancy Pelosi's vertical leadership as Speaker of the House is critical for shared leadership so that members of the House can work together to represent the interests of the American people. Growing up in Baltimore, Nancy was the youngest of 7 children and the only girl. Her father, a politician, put her in charge of keeping track of the favors he gave and received. Nancy later married and became a housewife, having 5 children in 6 years. It wasn't until the age of 36 that she started dabbling in politics and rose quickly through the Democratic Party ranks. Nancy never intended to run for Congress, but was urged to by the outgoing Democrat. At the age of 47, she won and became one of 24 women in the 435-seat chamber. In 2007, Nancy made history when she became the first female Speaker of the House. When the Democrats regained majority power in 2018, she became the first person in more than 6 decades to return as Speaker. She is the most powerful woman ever in U.S. politics, yet she still works closely with fellow Congress members to facilitate shared leadership in the House. The House of Representatives incorporates elements of shared leadership in its structure, rules, and procedures. Congress members represent their constituents, and each has the ability to propose bills and resolutions, offer amendments, and serve on committees. Members work together in committees, and no bill can pass without a majority vote. However, the House can't function with a completely flat structure. A vertical leader is also needed to manage the team's design and boundaries, which Nancy does.
For team design, Nancy communicates a unifying vision for her party to focus on common goals. She's the main reason the Affordable Care Act passed, as she personally rallied every party member, and she set the record with an 8-hour speech in support of Dreamers. She articulates how the team approaches its tasks to keep them organized and prioritize important legislation. She sets the agenda and decides which legislation reaches the House floor for a vote, though she promised,
"We will debate and advance good ideas no matter where they come from."
Nancy helps create committees and assigns team members to roles to ensure the most appropriate members serve on each committee. She also instills a sense of trust and confidence to help empower new members.
And our democracy will be strengthened by their optimism, idealism, and patriotism.
Most importantly, Nancy secures resources for the Democrats, which is essential for the party's success. She is the biggest fundraiser for the House Democrats, and she knows how to count votes more than anyone else to ensure bills are passed. To that end, she embodies transactional leadership, which is characterized by the use of influence through a reward system based on performance. She assigns coveted roles and assignments to those who are loyal and fundraise heavily for the party. In addition to focusing on team design, Nancy also manages team boundaries for the House Democrats. Pierce states that a leader needs to facilitate positive relations with outside constituents to maintain good external perceptions to secure resources. Nancy may not be on the best terms with Republicans, but she knows how to cut deals and put pressure on her opponents to rally support. For example, during the recent government shutdown, she dubbed it the Trump shutdown to free her party of blame and garner support. Nancy Pelosi, as Madam Speaker and leader of the House Democrats, demonstrates how vertical leadership can facilitate the work of shared leadership. When power and knowledge is dispersed on a team, efficiency can be stifled, as evidenced by the glacial pace of bills getting passed. But for complex and time-consuming matters that require interdependent and creative work, the traditional model of a single leader is not sufficient. Shared leadership allows Nancy to focus on pushing the agenda forward, while allowing her team to leverage their own expertise and collaborate to work on legislation that advances the best interests of the American people.